You've probably heard of Lego Man Sam. He was a Lego YouTuber who uploaded stop motions based on primarily Ninjago since 2016. However, he randomly vanished late July of 2023 without a trace, which has led to many people to speculate on his disappearance. However, I know what happened. So you might be wondering how I know this. I am May, aka Samuel's ex-girlfriend. Okay, I found out the room with my voice. I'm a trans woman, so you can have your own opinion on that, but it's not really relevant. Plus, I won't be reading any hate comments, because this is a throwaway channel. Anyway, why do you need to know about? Because it caused his downfall. In 2020, when Sam was actually relevant to consistently gain views and revenue, I met him through a group chat and he seemed pretty chill, because being a silly 13-year-old, I assumed lots of subscribers meant he wouldn't be a bad person. Oh boy. So randomly I said to him one day, we should talk more. Then we became, I guess friends, but then in December he randomly got very sexual on me. I wasn't even public at the time of being a trans woman, so I was pretty confused, because he's not gay, right? But I felt really pressured to be in a relationship because I thought he'd leak my DMs or something if I didn't. But then he broke up with me at the end of, beginning of New Year, so all was well that ends well, right? He then apologized for ending things and got back with me, getting even more sexual just to leave me again. It doesn't stop there. It pretty much just became a cycle of dumping me and using me for his sexual desires and then dropping me, claiming I was a bad influence on him because he's a Christian and not gay. I didn't know what to do because I was literally 13. He was almost an adult at this point who had basically groomed me to just satisfy his next sexual needs and drop me whenever he felt like it. It went from basically talking about sexual stuff to role-playing and then sending nudes. Because I was 13, that was literally child porn. Anyways, around 2 months later in February 2021, I realised how bad it was hurting me mentally, so I took a little break from social media. But then Sam decided to message my personal account and he noticed I was missing, and I was afraid if I don't keep in touch he might do something, so I just I spoke to him. But then I had this genius idea. What if I came out to him as a transgender woman? I'm sure he'd find my transition disgusting, because he's a straight Christian man who was raised by his parents opposed to LGBTQ, even though he was pretty much gay for me at that point. So I told him. He finished me! At that point, I just gave up and tried to be happy in this relationship I didn't really want. At that point, there was just no escape. It got too much for me. So I ended up venting to someone who I was friends with at the time, who told me I should absolutely leave him and that he was a disgusting person. But I didn't follow through because there's one thing Sam would do every single time. He'd promise he'd change, and I fell for it every single time. But then I fell out with the person I vented to, so then they spilled the beans to one of their friends in the community who was actually friends of Sam. So then, basically, in the group chat that Sam and the guy was in, he basically just sent the screenshot of basically me admitting that he groomed me or whatever, and was like, oh yeah, I'm lying because Sam isn't gay, supposedly. Then Sam was in my DMs like, I can't believe you! And just getting mad at me and stuff, when it's literally his fault. And then he told the group chat that he'd never spoken to me in his life, and proved it by deleting our DMs, so it looked like he never messaged me ever. Not only painted me as a liar, but made it look like I had some weird deranged obsession for him, when I was the complete opposite. This put a huge target on my back as well, by the way. And he even went as far to say, oh, now I feel we have to be even more secret. Did I mention it's a secret relationship because you didn't want people to know you dated a man or a trans woman? Anyway, the cycle continued and nothing came out of what I just mentioned until around August. I got a transphobic DM, I was pretty used to it at this point, so I didn't really care. But then they said something along the lines of we hate you because you died dating Sam. So I immediately asked Sam to just let me clear my name by proving I didn't lie, but he refused. He couldn't admit he was a trans woman, so they random account then just messaged me saying I'm a liar who would do anything for attention, claiming I dated a popular YouTuber, and Sam just didn't care when I told him. That incident really fucked me. So around November, I basically told Sam that I was going to make a post to announce the relationship because of how damaging it'd be for mental health to be lied about around the community. But Sam was 100% against this until some friends of his finally convinced him. So the community, after all this time, the community finally knew I didn't lie. And then a lot of his friends turned on him. Not because he lied, but because he was dating a trans woman. And that incident helped me get a lot from my chest. But didn't mean to stop all the sexual shit with me that he forced. Then around December 2021, he started doing this artist. He created some Christmas art of us together. Then he asked her to do a porn of us. I was 14. She refused, and Sam begged and begged for something suggestive but not sexual, which she said she'd do. But when she tried to work on it, she was so sick to her stomach knowing I was 14 that she made no progress whatsoever. They went to me explaining the situation. Because the artist was a grown adult, I listened to her more and understood where she came from about her points. It was child porn, and he shouldn't be questioning that of me and him. And then I got her worried that he was abusing me, so I basically vented about everything. And then she actually showed me evidence herself that Sam was doing the same shit to her as well. And because I had no grown adult to speak to that I could trust, I just finally understood why everything was bullshit what he was doing, and decided I'd no longer take this. So I went to a group chat we were in and just forced him to admit everything he's done to his friends. And once he did, the chat immediately went off on him. Also, I went to his IRL friends because I thought they deserved to know, because how dare he get away with all this, right? But his friends did not give a shit, even going as far to say that I'm probably lying, even though I sent so much evidence. Anyway, then, the group chat I mentioned earlier, someone from that group chat managed to dox Sam's school, surname, and address. And then, because obviously what he did was fucked up, so they thought they were taking justice on the situation. But because I was a kid, I felt incredibly guilty and I thought it was my fault. Even though he did a bad thing, I still felt bad, which Sam then took advantage of. He even tried to say as an excuse that someone else used to do the same sexual shit to him. So then, I got in contact with the person he told me was doing this. Then that person sent me evidence Sam was actually the one doing it to him. I say him, by the way, because apparently it was a guy. So I don't really know what to think of sexuality anymore, but oh well. Anyways, he then promised he'd changed for me and made a deal. I didn't budge at first, but then because of the deal, he said that I could expose him to his family if he didn't change. I was under the impression he did change though, just because I didn't have any evidence he was going back to his old ways. But forever I was just kind of unhappy with the relationship, because I could only see him as a monster, so a year later I dumped him and lived happy ever after many months of moving on. And that's where it ends. He then started manipulating my best friend into doing the same shit! It's one thing to fuck with me, but my best friend? What the fuck did she do to deserve this? I had no mercy at this point, but that didn't really matter anyways, because Sam was ignoring my messages when I was going off at him. So I decided if I can't get his attention, I'll just contact his brother, because of the deal earlier that I'll tell his family what he's been doing. So then he immediately got back in contact with me on Discord because his brother told him what happened. And then he basically lied about it, saying that he claimed it happened naturally, even though I literally have evidence that she had been manipulated by him, and that Sam even went as far as to lie that he never done sexual things in his life. What a dick, right? But then I cornered Sam because he ran out of lies, so he just deleted every single account of his. So there you go. He basically caused his own downfall by being a sexual freak. I don't think he's going to come back either, because pretty much not the entire community, but like, people he used to associate with basically know what happened, so he's pretty much cooked if he tries to come back. I'm releasing this video because for a while I felt ashamed of it, because I thought, how could I get manipulated? But then later I'm realizing I shouldn't be ashamed, he should be ashamed. Anyways, there is an account on Instagram that's claiming to be him, that's not him. Anyways, thanks for watching, I hope you found this video helpful. Yeah, this is a throwaway account anyways, so you don't really have to subscribe or anything. So just have a good day, bye!